Hello students, this is Mr. Bornheimer, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Energy Skate Park Basics application from the PhET website. So if you look here, you kind of can see on my screen right now one of the documents that I'm going to have you work on. And one of the things that I'm actually going to kind of show you today is how to use this document. So if you take a look here, this is a picture of the skater. And I am placing the skater up here at the top of this ramp in the PhET application. If you're trying to figure out where you can find the PhET application, if you just search PHET, you can find PhET Interactive Simulations. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can find the Energy Skate Park Basics. All right, so if we go back to the application, I've had you play with it a little bit before, but if you hit play, the skater kind of goes back and forth, etc. But this application has so many other great uses for us, and we're going to explore some of those uses over this next week or so. So one of the things I want you to do today is I want you just to explore the bar graph feature of this graph. So one of the things I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you place the skater at various points on the graph, and I'm going to have you graph in this document kind of using some different tools, features of Google Docs, what this bar graph might look like. So the first one here is the skater's top left. Okay, so what I'd want you to do is I'd want you to go to the application. I want you to put the skater at the top left. And before you hit play, I want you to turn on the bar graph feature. Now, one of the things that I want you to notice is that there's going to be several different types of energies here. There's going to be kinetic energy, potential energy, thermal energy, and total energy. And what I want you to do is I want you to take and I want you to copy the bar graphs onto this document. So notice the K here for kinetic, the P for potential, the T for thermal, and the word total for total energy. So for this first example, the skater on the top left, the potential energy was all the way up, okay? And if you'll notice in the simulation, it's blue in color, so we'll try to keep as true to that as possible. So notice that when I highlight these, there's a little bucket here, and I can choose a background color. So I want to make that background color a similar blue color, okay? Notice the total was the same height, but it was a yellow color. If we go back to the simulation, we'll see that there. So I'm going to make that kind of a yellowish color right here. Remember the bucket is kind of a yellow gold. Okay, now example 2, the skater is at the very bottom. Okay, so what we would do is we'd go back. Okay, we'd move the skater to the bottom, try to get it as close to the very bottom as possible, and turn on the bar graph. And we'll notice at first that there's nothing there. And this is important because I wanted to show you that if the skater starts at the bottom, notice there's no energy. If I hit play, nothing really happens. However, if I start the skater up here and hit play, by the time the skater hits the bottom, okay, notice some things are happening with the bar graph. The skater hits, okay, and notice now that the kinetic energy is all the way up and the total energy is all the way up, okay? So one of the things that is going to be that we have to kind of specify here is when the skater is still and when the skater is in motion. And so you'll see another example of the skater in motion later on. Now, for the skater being still, if we go back and just place the skater there, hit play, nothing would be in the bar graph. So this one's done. There's no energy. If we copy this, and this will all be there for you. okay, and we say in motion, then we see that something entirely different is happening, and that's when the kinetic energy is the highest. Okay, so again, we let the skater fall. We see right near the bottom, the skater is now, the kinetic energy is all the way up, and the total energy is all the way up. So the kinetic energy is green, so we're going to go into our bucket. We're going to shade that green. The total energy, again, is yellow, so we're going to go ahead and shade that yellow. So you'll see, so what I want you to do basically is as I give you scenarios, okay, I want you to color in the boxes that correspond to this bar graph in the simulation. And then I'm going to give you some questions that I'm going to have you answer at the end of the document. Of course, if you have any questions about what you're supposed to do, please reread the directions. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, pay very close attention to all the instructions before you start your work. Thanks.